Okay, I want to welcome each and every one of us to this training, project management certification crash course, key concepts, practical and guidance. This course offers a comprehensive introduction to project management certification, focusing on the essential knowledge and skills needed for success. The visual of the decks with planning tools symbolizes the practical hands-on approach we will take throughout the course. We will gain insights into key concepts and practical guidance that will prepare us for certification and real project management challenges. We look at the project management frameworks, we look at the essential concepts and practical steps for project management certification. We look at tools, core skills, foundational knowledge, and best practices to prepare us for success. Welcome on board. In terms of the outline, we're going to be looking at, we're going to be covering everything from fundamental project management principles to advanced certification and best practices. We will explore framework, tools, formulas, and core skills supported by practical exercises. The goal is to equip us with a well-rounded understanding of resources for continued learning and certification success. All right. So everything is covered: management certification, essential project management knowledge, sheets, and certification pathways for continual and continued learning resources. All right. So by way of introduction, project management fundamentals and frameworks, we have different frameworks and through which project is being managed based on a lot of companies, a lot of organizations, government, and parastatals. They adopt different frameworks that suits their purpose. Is fit for purpose for what they do. Understanding these fundamentals is critical as they form the basis for all methodologies and practices that we will discuss later in this course. All right. So, frameworks. There are different frameworks that I said that are available. Different project management frameworks. Divine projects uniquely. We have Institute in the United States of America. I think is the most popular institute when it comes to project management. Project Management Institute. They have a lot of certifications. I think the minimum, the basics one is the PMP, which emphasizes clear start and end points with constraints like scope, like quality, like risk. All right. We also have the Prince 2 perspective, is a structured learning, the structured framework. It focuses on governance and measurable output. All right. We also have the Agile. Agile promotes iterative collaboration and adaptability. We live in an ever-changing world. Things are so dynamic now. So, because ideally, when you see a project that the way you have planned it from the beginning is how you during execution, nothing changes. Everything is just like you planned it. We live in a dynamic world. A lot of things change. So agile framework is iterative in nature. Is collaborative and it's adaptable. Adaptability is the key word for agility for agile project management framework. You do not need to get the end result before you begin to get value. All right, mostly used and in IT industry, but now it's increasingly being, you know, infused in other types of in other sectors because of the ability to get value for without necessarily filling the project. All right, so we're going to be looking at that later. Then we also have lean and Kanban perspective. This centers on continuous flow and basically is so focused on waste reduction. All right, understanding, recognizing these perspectives helps to tailor your approach to project need. By way of definition, of course, a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, a unique service, or result with um, defined beginning and the ending, undertaking to meet unique goals and objectives. That is the definition according to um, Project Management Institute. That's the PMI perspective. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaking to create a unique product. There's a result that has to be created. There's a product, that's a service that has to be created, and it has a very well defined beginning and an end. So if something as an operation is an ongoing concern, is actually not a project according to PMI perspective definition of what a project is. And always there is a unique, something unique that is going to be created, is meant to to meet unique goals and objectives. All right. So for Prince 2 perspective, it is finite and defined life cycle. All right. It defined and measurable business products corresponding to sets of activities to achieve um, business products, and a defined amount of resource. One thing about um, and Prince 2 also is the fact that from time to time you need to be evaluating your project to ensure that it's still meeting up to the purpose for which it was made. If you get to a time and you evaluate, you discover that you are not meeting up, you have the liberty to stop that project or to do something drastic to really make sure you are still in line to achieve your objectives for the project. The agile perspective is a collaborative effort to deliver valuable softwares and products. It is iterative and it's incremental development. It responds to change over following a plan, working solutions over comprehensive documentation. That is the importance of agile perspective. Is about solution. It's about value. It's not about all those documentation. All right. So the key, the lean and the Kanban perspective has to do with the continuous flow of work items. It focuses on eliminating waste, just in time delivery. You know, is a pull-based system. That is what the lean method, perspective lean and Kanban perspective is all about. Then let's go to the overview again of the processes that we have, the frameworks. We've talked about PMI, we've talked about PMP. We said that it uses plant-driven waterfall methodology with 10 knowledge areas and 5 process groups. The knowledge areas, of course, we have the initiation, the planning, the implementation, monitoring and control, and of course, project closure. Those are the 5 processes under PMI PMP perspective. Under the knowledge areas, we have 10 knowledge areas. We have integration, we have communication, we have quality, we have cost, we have resources, we have a lot of scope management, we have stakeholder management, and a lot of that. We have about 10 knowledge areas for PMI perspective. And Prince 2 also has is based on 7 governance principles, teams and processes for controlled environment. Is based on just a minute. So the knowledge areas for PMP, their integration, their scope, their schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholder management. In terms of industry application, it has PMP is used in most industry universal application. You can use it in IT, you can use it in construction, in health, finance. It's a traditional way of managing projects, basically finance, manufacturing. The approach is plan driven, and we refer to it as waterfall methodology. Waterfall is cascading vertically. Waterfall cascades vertically. It requires a lot of planning. All right. Then the Prince 2 is described as we have about 7 principles for Prince 2. The structured project management method. The structured one mostly used UK in government parastatals. The principles are based on business justification. There should be a continued business justification when during the course of that project. Anytime the business justification is no more there, then something has to be done about that project. Then also, one of the principles is that you learn from experience. There are defined roles. They are managed by stages, managed by extension, and the focus is always on the product and is tailored to environment. The teams, we have business case, we have organization, we have quality, we have plans, we have risk, and we have change, and we have progress. Now, for the processes, we have starting up, we have directing, we have initiating, we have controlling stages, we have managing product delivery, managing stage boundary, then closing industries. Closing industries. For industries, this is usually common in government, public sector, large enterprise approach, and the process is driven by strong governance. Is driven by strong governance. Then for the agile framework, is iterative approach to project management and software development. The 4 values, we have individuals over processes. Individuals, are the key drivers of agile framework. All right. Um, Working software. These are the values. Now we have 4 major values that has been put together by agile professionals. Working software over documentation is the value. Is being driven by value. Then customer collaboration over contracts and responding to change over plans. These are the 4 values of project agile framework. I repeat again: individuals over processes, working software over documentation, customer collaboration over contracts, responding to change over plans. All right, we also have 12 principles that guides what we call the Agile Manifesto. We have 12 principles that guide the Agile Manifesto. Then, in terms of some sub frameworks under Agile, we have the Scrum, we have the Kanban, we have the Lean, we have XP, we have in Lean, we have software. Then, for the industries, we have basically mostly used in software development, product development, marketing approach. The approach is adaptive, is iterative, and is of course customer customer focused. Is customer focused. Then we also have Scrum approach. It's also a subset of Agile framework for developing, delivering, and sustaining complex products. And the scope, we have 3 roles. We have product owner, Scrum Master, and the development team, usually used in IT. Then for events, we have sprint planning, we have daily scrum, 15 minutes stand up meeting. You understand? Sprint review, sprint retrospect at the end of each major stage. You have a retrospect to look at really what is happening. Then we also have what we call artifacts. In Scrum, we have product backlog, we have sprint backlog, we have then in terms of industries, is being used also in the software development and project management. The approach is sprint-based iteration, basically between 1 to 4 weeks. Then we also have the Kanban, visual workflow management method scope. The Kanban basically looks at those the visual, it so much talks about visual representation of what we can have of or where your project is a staged manager, the visual workflow management. All right. In terms of principles, start with the current process, agree to pursue increment change, then respect current process and rules, then also encourage leadership at all levels. Encourage leadership at all the levels. In terms of practices, you shall visualize the workflow. You try as much as possible to limit work in progress. You need to manage the flow, then make policies explicit. Then feedback loop is something that is also very key and is very important. Then also you need to improve you need to have to improve collaboratively, collaboratively, all right? So in terms of industry adoption of this framework, of course, in manufacturing, in software development, in service industries, and the approach is continuous flow, is a pool-based system. Then we have the hybrid, which is the major thing that is gaining so much ground now. Usually, when you have a project, you can borrow from all these frameworks and adapt it to suit your project needs. It's a combination of the traditional and agile methodologies, and we have examples. Examples have been coined to depict these hybrid approaches. We have water, Scrum Fall. We have water for planning, Scrum for execution, then water for deployment. All right. Then we also have age stage gate. All right. Agile development within traditional stage gates. All right. So there's so many frameworks that are available there. We have safe, scaled agile framework, enterprise level agile framework. So there's a lot of frameworks that are there. The most important thing is that you should adopt the one that best suits what you want to achieve. All right. Now we want to look at the certifications, tools, and techniques. All right. There are a lot of courses out there that are free. There are a lot of them that are paid. Certifications ranges from free introductory courses. If you are looking for cheap courses, you can go to Coursera, you can go to Udemy, and LinkedIn. There are a lot of not too expensive paid um, courses on project management. Then we have globally recognized credentials such as the PMP and the Prince 2. PMI has a ton of certifications running into about 6 or 7 now. A lot of certifications that you can get from PMI, PMP, CAPM. There are so many of them, and Prince 2 has stages also. Cost usually varies, and for free certification options, if you look at the link, Allison is a place where you see a lot of course paid and free courses. The link for some free courses on um, link Allison is attached on this slide. All right. Then we also have a lot of paid courses on Coursera and on LinkedIn. But if you are looking for something that is free, you need to try Allison. Allison, we have some paid certification. Of course, for paid certifications, we have the PMI. All right. So we want to look at project management tools. They vary by methodology and by project complexity. Traditional tools like Microsoft Projects offer detailed planning capabilities. Primavera P6, Gantt charts, resource management for complex projects. All right, Primavera P6 and the Microsoft project. To me, I think they are still the most common. Of course, we have a lot of cloud-based collaboration tools now. We have Smartsheet, we have Monday.com, we have Asana, very common. And Jira is also very common. They provide cloud platforms. All your data is stored in the cloud. It's a web-based solutions. They are user-friendly interfaces, and they are for team task and coordination and collaboration. Then for agile project tools, we have Jira, we have Trello, we have Azure DevOps, and we have ClickUp. They also support agile workflows with boards and customization, integration, development, and and collaboration. They are very good. In terms of specific um, advantages of some of these tools, I want to go over it again. For Microsoft Project, I want to talk about their application. For Microsoft Project, um, is standard. It's industry standard. We have Gantt chart. It has facility for resource management. It has ability for resource management. Primavera P6 is an enterprise level for complex projects. All your projects, you can see them at a glance. All your projects at a glance, you can see all your projects. They also have a lot of advanced analytics. Then we have Smart Sheets. It's cloud based, it's collaborative, and it's also user friendly. We have Monday.com. That's a visual, intuitive, and it's a very good tool for team and collaboration. We also have Asana. Asana is for tax management, for team coordination, and that's a very simple interface. For agile tools, we have Jira. It's good for issue tracking. It's good for agile boards, and it has a lot of extensive customization to suit your purpose. All right. For Trello, it's good for Kanban boards. It's very simple, and it also has a visual workflow. Azure DevOps is for Microsoft ecosystem integrated development. ClickUp is all in one. It's customizable, and it has multiple views. Now, in terms of course, Slack is also good for team messaging, for file sharing, and integrations. For communication and documentation, we have Microsoft Teams, good for video conferencing, collaboration hub. We have Zoom, it's good for video conferencing, webinars, recordings. And then we also have Confluence. Confluence is good for documentation, knowledge base, and team wiki. So that is what all we have in terms of tools, and there are a lot of them that are available for project managers. We need to get to know those tools, and we need to make judicious use of those tools. Now, we want to look at key project management techniques. Planning, estimation, and control. Effective project management relies on robust planning, accurate estimation, all right, and then diligent control. Techniques like work breakdown structure and critical path method help organize tasks and timelines. Estimation methods ranges from analogous to agile planning poker. Control tools such as and value management and Canva boards. They are good for tracking progress, and they ensure alignment with project project goals. When you talk about work breakdown structure, WPS, that is hierarchical breakdown of project deliverables. Then when you talk about the critical path method we call CPM, it identifies the longest sequence of activity, all right, in a project. Then we also have things like PAT. We also have things like PAT, that's program evaluation review technique. It uses optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely estimate. All right. Then we also have tools like risk register. systematic used for systematic identification and management of project risk. One thing that is very, very key is stakeholder analysis, stakeholder management in project management is something that is very important and cannot be overemphasized. You have to identify your stakeholders, you have to analyze them. Of course, you need to engage them. You need to engage them. Then, in terms of estimation techniques, what are the techniques that are available for estimation? We have the analogous estimating, is based on similar um, past projects. We have the parametric estimating. It uses statistical relationships. It uses statistical relationships. Then we have what we call 3-point estimating. We have the optimistic plus 4 times most likely plus pessimistic, then divided by 6. Those are the ways to do estimation. Method, one of the methods to use estimation in project management. Then we have bottom up estimating. It's a detailed estimate for each work package. You build it from the scratch, then you add it up. When you have time and you do the level of detail that your project requires is much. You need to use bottom up estimation. All right. So in agile we also have planning poker. That's the agile estimation technique using cards. All right, using cards. Then in terms of control, the fourth phase, first group in traditional project management is monitoring and control. So we have a lot of tools also that we use to monitor how far our project is going, how good, how compliant our projects are in terms of control techniques. We have earned value management. It integrates scope, schedule, and cost. Um, you assess your project based on scope, based on schedule, and based on cost. Then we have things like burn down charts, visual representation of work remaining, that is burn down charts. Then we have Kanban boards and visual workflow management. Then, of course, in Agile, we have daily stand-ups, regular team synchronization meeting, and milestone reviews. There are formal checkpoints for deliverables. All right. Now we move to formulas and cheat sheets. We move to formulas and cheat sheets. Let's quickly go see what we have under that. Then the first one, of course, is earned value management. It considers metrics like planned value and actual value. Costs, provide insight into project cost and schedule it. It's a performance indices help identify variances early. Time management formulas also, such as PART, assist in scheduling, while risk and quality formulas quantify potential impacts and conformance costs. These tools they enable data driven decision making. Data driven decision making. In terms of the description of what PV, EV, AC, and BAC have, planned value is the budgeted cost of work schedule. When you have scheduled a work, what is the cost? If you've achieved 40%, if it's $100, you have done 40%. It's assumed that the planned value will be $40. All right. So then we have earned value, budgeted cost of work performed. There's a difference between planned value and earned value. We have planned. When you plan, is just that if you have done 40% of a $100 work, automatically the planned value at 40% should be $40. But earned value is when you spend that $40, how much work has been performed. That is the difference. All right. So we also have the actual cost of the work performed. We have budget at completion is a simulation. If you go at this pace of spending, what is the total planned budget? Budget at completion is the budget, is the planned budget. Then we have also some other performance indices. We have the cost performance index CPI. If it's over one, it's under budget. If it's less than one, it's over budget, and it is one, it is on budget. Then we also have um, schedule performance indices (SPI), which is earned value divided by planned value. If SPI is greater than one, is ahead of schedule. If SPI is less than one, is behind schedule. If SPI is equal to one, is on schedule. Then in terms of variance analysis, we have cost variance also. That is hand value minus actual cost. If your CV is greater than zero, is under budget, and if your CV is less than zero, is over budget. That is schedule variance. Um, hand value minus planned value. All right. For schedule variance, if it's greater than zero, it is ahead of budget. If it's less than zero, it's behind the schedule. We also have a lot of forecasting formulas. We have estimate at completion. We have estimate to complete. We have variance and completion. Now, in terms of time management formula, we have what we call PAT formula. We have PAT formula. PAT formula is the expected duration, which is optimistic plus 4 times most likely plus pessimistic, everything bracket open bracket close, divided by 6. Then we also have standard deviation, that's pessimistic minus optimistic, bracket open bracket close, divided by 6. Then in terms of float, we also have float calculations. Under float calculation, um, we these formulas I'm going to still show us in the next slide. We have total float is late start minus early start, or late finish minus early finish. All right. Then the free float, the total float is the amount of time your activities can be delayed that will not free time you have that will not delay the total project. But free float is the amount of time you have that will not delay the next activity. All right. Then under risk management formulas, we have risk score is probability multiplied by impact. Then we also have expected um, expected um, okay. Now we go to the next slide, called project management, project manager skills. um, Technical skills um, includes mastering project management methodologies and software tools. Those are the technical skills. Data analysis and risk management ensure outcomes. Um, um, then we also have leadership skills. It involves building motivated teams, um, resolving conflicts, making informed decisions. Effective delegation optimizes productivity by assigning tasks appropriately, all critical for project success. So these are soft keys that a project manager is supposed to be equipped with. It is very important that the project manager um, has a very deep understanding of choosing framework for a project. He's proficient in Excel, in his Microsoft project, collaboration tools. He knows how to interpret metrics, create reports. He should know how to identify trends. These are some of the things that a project manager should be able to do. He should be able to identify, assess, and respond to risk. He should also ensure that deliverables meet requirements. In terms of leadership, it has to have team building. It should create cohesive, high-performing teams. Motivation is also something that is very important. It has to inspire and energize team members. Then conflict resolution. address and resolve team conflicts. Decision making is very key, and make timely, informed, calculated decisions. In terms of delegation, you should know how to assign appropriate tasks to team uh, members. Those are some of the soft skills that are very important for a budget manager. In terms of communication, business, and personal skills, such as active listening and negotiation, they are essential for stakeholder management. Very, very key. You know, core business skills such as strategic thinking and financial literacy. You should know the numbers. When the numbers are not going right, you should be able to interpret them. Then personal effectiveness. It also covers time management. You'll be able to manage your time and so the time of your team members. You know, adaptability is key, and emotional intelligence cannot be overemphasized. And together, these competencies, you know, we enable project managers to navigate complex environments and lead teams effectively. It will help them to be able to lead team extensively. Okay, so project managers, like I said, you know, active listening. They need to understand stakeholders' needs and concerns. You know, and then they also, in terms of presentation, they need to know how to clearly communicate project status and result. They need to, when writing, they need to be create clear and concise documentation. Another skill is negotiation. You know, they need to be able to know the skill, the art of reaching mutually beneficial agreements among stakeholders. Then it should be able to guide productive meetings and discussions also. In terms of business skills, strategic thinking is key. You know, you should be able to align projects with business objectives. For financial acumen, you need to understand budget, you need to understand costs, you need to understand the return on investment, ROI. Then the industry knowledge is also very, very important. You need to understand business context and also constraints. And you have to be customer focused. You have to be customer focused. You have to deliver value to end users. Then change management is also something that is very important. Help organization adapt to project um, outcomes. All right. Like I said, in terms of personal skills, time management is key. Prioritize and manage multiple demands. Stress management. Remain calm under pressure. You should be able to, and you should, adaptability is also something that is very, very important. You adjust to changing circumstances. Emotional intelligence, understand and manage your emotions and the emotions of others. Then the project manager should stay current with PM trends and practices. All right, so we want to look at some tricks that are very important for project managers and best practices. There are a lot of tricks that people use. That's what we call effective. You know, effective planning. It involves defining success criteria early and managing time realistically. There is the rule they call 1-2-4 rule, adding buffer time and running parallel activities schedule. You know, 1-2-4 schedule says that if you have to do something, um if you if they tell you if it's 2 days that is required to be to get it done, you need to plan for four. You need to plan for four. If you want to do something that's going to take you 2 days, you need to plan for four. You know, then another thing is prototyping. Prototyping helps validate concepts and reduce risk. Before you do something on a large scale, you have to try it on a pilot scale and then see how it goes. Then communication is also very, very important. Communication is very, very important. Communication should be very clear, should be no ambiguity, and should be very simple. and most times supported by visuals and regular check-ins to maintain team morale and assignment. So for the 1 to 4 weeks, if estimated at the day, plan for two and expect four. If it's estimated for one day, plan for two and expect four. That is the 1 to 4 rule. Then the buffer time, add like 20% contingencies for unknowns. Very, very key. Unknowns. Projects environments are dynamic. There are a lot of things that are outside our control. Then, of course, you should know how to run activities concurrently when possible. For prototyping, you should build small versions to test concept before producing on a very large, um, large, large scale. Then communication tricks, we have what we call KISS principle, which is keep it simple and stupid. Keep it simple and stupid. Keep it simple and stupid. There's no way to say it more than that. Just keep it simple. Don't make things complex. You have to know how to break complex problems down into simpler ones that can be easily be managed. Then we have the seven rule of seven. People can only focus on seven plus or minus two things items at once. Then we have visual management is one another communications visual. I mean, it's another communication tricks. Use charts, use graphs, use diagrams. Regular checking is also something that is very important. Celebrate small wins. Maintain to maintain team morale. All right. So risk techniques like pre-mortem and SWOT analysis help identify potential issues early. Team management benefits from applying what we call Tuckman model, and it fosters psychological safety to improve dynamics. Quality management practices such as peer reviews and continuous integration ensure that deliverables they meet standard consistently. All right, and they are very very important. Model analysis, imagine project failure and work backwards. If something goes wrong, imagine something going wrong and just go backward to see how you can correct it. Of course, SWOT analysis is strength, your weakness, opportunities, and your strength. Then you should also have what we call assumption long, or document and validate all your assumptions. Document and validate all your assumptions. Lessons learned, something that's very important. Capture and apply knowledge from past projects. Um, the team management tricks. We have the Tuckman model. That is the form, storm, normal, perform, and adjourn. And these are the stages that usually when you form a team, these are the stages that you go through. At the beginning, when it's formed, then the second one you begin to lot of frictions, arguments up and down. Then normally you are supposed to progress to the normalizing stage. People are getting to know each other. Then when they get to know each other, then they begin to perform. Then when it comes to adjourn, you are no more there. The team is moving at a very fast pace. They know the responsibility to be done, and they are doing a perfect job. Then psychological safety is also very important as a team management tricks, right? You need to create an environment for open communication. People should not be penalized for saying their mind. Then constraining, ensure that multiple people can handle critical tasks. That is also very key. Ensure multiple people can handle critical tasks. Somebody is not around, somebody is on leave. The work will still move forward. Then you should need to put in place a recognition program, acknowledge individuals and team achievements. All right. Retrospectives, regular improvement section is also something that is good and is handy. Then, in terms of quality and definition of done, you need to set clear criteria for completion, peer review, second set of eyes on deliverables, continuous integration, regular integration, and testing. Then, customer feedback loop, very, very key, regular validation with end users. Then, we have what we call quality gates, formal checkpoints before proceeding to the next level. Then also we have so we have looked at some of the things that we need to look at. We want to focus now on creating project charters. A project charter was a project charter. It includes a title um, of a project, the description, business justification. Business justification is a very key thing in project charter. Success criteria, stakeholders, management, timeline, your budget. Usually, in most cases, is high level, and then your the major risk, and of course, how you are going to mitigate those risks. All right. So then we go to work breakdown structure. We go to work breakdown structure. I will just give us an assignment that we should create a one page. Lay your hands, try it. Some of your chat boxes, your tools, AI tools can help you do this. Create a one page project charter to include project title and then description, and also put a business and justification there. And look at the success criteria. Who are your key stakeholders? You can provide your high level timeline, your budget estimate, major risk. All right. Then another example I want to give us is WBS breakdown. That's work breakdown structure. Breakdown a sample project into level one major deliverables, level two work packages, and level three uh, individual tasks. Then include estimates and dependencies. Then exercise three is on risk assessment. Identify and assess risk. Risk description, probabilities 1 to 5, impact 1 to 4, risk score, then risk response. All right. So those are some of the things that we can lay our hands on. I'm going to send us some of the hand calculation. We send that one to hand value analysis. All right, we send that to Ross. All right, certification pathway and continued learning resources. There are a lot of ways through which, for beginners, let's say different audiences have tailored certification pathways. Beginners can start with foundational certificates and gain experience before pursuing advanced credentials like PMP. Experienced professionals, they focus on formal um, education and specify specialized certifications. Agile practitioners, they follow Scrum certifications and Agile credentials. Government professionals often pursue, especially in the United States, United Kingdom, they pursue Prince 2 and sector specific certifications. All right. So we will say for Google Project Management is a very good one to start with. Um, can gain like 6 to 7 months, 12 months practical experience. Then you can pursue certifications in PMI upon when you complete your Google Project Management certificate. That was the first major certification that I did, apart from the one I've done one before. So, and then experience professional pathway, then they can begin to um, go to PMP. Um, if you want to do your PMP, you are supposed to have completed 35 hours of formal PMP education, and you apply for the certificate. There are a lot of other certifications also that PMP offers on Agile, on Scrum, and all those stuffs like that. Right, so the details are there. You can go to their website. You will see all those certifications. PMI also has AC PMI ACP, broader Agile recognition for government public sector. All right, Prince 2 Foundation, Prince 2 Practitioner is also there. And then there are a lot of trainings that are available there. But just know that this has to suit um, the part of the career that you want to follow. There are a lot of books there. Ongoing learning is supported by books, websites, podcasts, professional organization. If you're a member of PMP, for instance, and PMI, they have so much on their website that you can learn podcasts, webinars, um, and a lot of tools that are there to sharpen your skill um, in project management. All right, when you're looking at, if you want to have some books, I will recommend the PMF guide. We have up to 7th edition. The 8th edition will soon come out. And we have the Lean Startup by Eric Ries. We have the Scrum, The Art of Doing Twice the Work in Half the Time by Jeff Sutherland. Um, we have Good to Great by Jim Collins. For websites and blogs, we have pmi.org, projectmanagement.com, scrum.org. We have agilealliance.org. All right. We have a project management podcast, PM Point of View, the Agile Revolution, projectmanagement.com podcasts for organizations, project professional organizations, Project Management Institute, Scrum Alliance, Agile um, Alliance, local PMI chapters are also available. All right, so we've looked at a lot of things in this course. You can get in touch with us um, if you want to go for any specific um, certification and you still want further um, assistance. The checklist summarizes learning outcomes, mastering project definitions and methodologies, applying tools and techniques effectively, and embracing continuous improvement. It serves as a reminder to us to focus on progress and ongoing development beyond this course. All right. That is what this course is all about. So it's a continuous process. So there's so much to learn um, on this course. I mean, in project management, there's a lot of resources that are out there. Project management is life. Everybody requires the skills to live an effective life. All right, to manage properly, to monitor, set objectives, so that when you are delaying, you should know how to bring your projects back to life. So project management is not actually about perfection; it is about progress and uh, continuous improvement. Thank you very much for this course. Thank you, this is the course for listening. See you next time.